We're back. Remember the Romney ad that twisted President Obama's "you didn't build that" remark into a condemnation of small business owners? Well, the Romney ad is Romney campaign is at it again. Let's watch this web ad they just released yesterday, hitting Obama on the economy.
We've tried our plan and it worked. That's the difference. That's the choice in this election. That's why I'm running for a second term.
I had to file my own personal bankruptcy. I had to close my business.
I've been looking for a job for 2 years.
It's difficult to find employment.
A year ago, I was laid off from my job.
I have to work part-time in order to make ends meet.
Well, now let's look at what Obama actually said at a campaign stop in Oakland, California. The original words.
I'm also going to ask anybody making over $250,000 a year to go back to the tax rates they were paying under Bill Clinton, back when our economy created 23 million new jobs, the biggest budget surplus in history, and everybody did well. Just like we've tried their plan, we've tried our plan, and it worked. That's the difference. That's the choice in this election. That's why I'm running for a second term.
Well, when you watch the whole thing, it's very obvious that President Obama was talking about the booming economy under President Clinton. They're not today's economic climate, as the Romney ad would have you believe. Well, with me now is David Corn, MSNBC political analyst and author of Showdown, and Ron Reagan, also an MSNBC analyst and the author of My Father 100. I think that's pretty clear there. Is there any room for wiggle there, David Corn? Is there any? I was reading something today that said there is a case you could find there that the Romney ad was true. I don't see it because it clearly, if you look at that paragraph, it's about the Clinton experience with tax rates that they just want to get back to.
There was a piece in the Washington Post that tried to make a case, but I think that was an instance of someone bending over backwards to be overly fair to someone who was to a campaign that was ripping yet again a single remark, a single sentence out of context. We spent last week arguing about the you didn't build that remark and how the Romney campaign turned that into an ad. If you go back to the first ad that the Romney campaign put out for this campaign back in last November, they had Barack Obama on video saying, if we talk about the economy, we're going to lose. And they sliced out, that was from a 2008 speech, the sentence before that in which he said, John McCain said, if we talk about the economy, we're going to lose. So again and again and again, they keep doing this very creative editing. And you've been in this business a long time. Ron has watched this for a long time. There's a certain amount of spin and interpretation that you can get away with. But I think these guys are really far over the line. And it's too bad there's no referee to call them out.
Well, here's the problem, Ron. I'm just thinking of this. We're not aiming these ads at the 46 or 47% on the left center and the left, or the 47% on the right and the right center. We're aiming at that 6% in the middle. Then those 6%, I will argue till doomsday, are inattentive. They haven't made up their mind because they haven't watched enough. Therefore, they will fall for this stuff.
That is quite possible. I was reading an article in the Washington Post online today. I don't know if it's the same article that David was referencing, but here's how this could work for Romney. Ironically, the article was about how this could work for Romney, and inadvertently, I suppose, the author made his own point for himself by demonstrating how it could work. Not once in the article did the author do what you did, Chris, which was call this what it is, a lie. He did not explain the context of Barack Obama's remarks. He said only that critics would allege that Mitt Romney was twisting Barack Obama's. Well, it's not an ally. Critics will allege that because that's true. We will have to see whether Mitt Romney will be able to get away with, as you put it very aptly, lying about what Barack Obama says.
I think in normal conversation, you wouldn't get along for long with a person or hang around with them much longer if every time you said something to them, they took out two sentences, dumped them, and put the first and fourth sentences together to make a point you never made. You never listen. You never deal with a person like that. But again, I go back to this.
Exactly.
They're going for the fresh meat out there. They're going for the voter who hasn't paid attention and is willing to buy the worst about the other guy because they're basically down on politicians, aren't they? The undecided?
Well, yes, and they're trying to get people, listen, the economy is bad. People in the middle, on both sides, may be disappointed that Barack Obama hasn't done more to make the economy better. Some can argue that he saved us from a depression, but still, it's not where we want to be. So ads that, that take these lines and out of context, you didn't build that. Private sector's fine and all this stuff, plays on that. And Ron is exactly right. The real problem here is that you can get away with this because there's nobody who's going to say, a lot of people won't say in the major media that you're lying, this is wrong, this is unfair, and we're going to treat you as we would a child who lies in this way and send you to your room and not pay attention to you seriously. And so if those voices don't counteract this, the campaigns do this again and again and again, and they don't really care about the fact checkers that may or may not blow a whistle.
Well, it's like the old joke about the older woman who says, I'm not voting for Goldwater because he's going to take away my TV, I hear. And the commentator said, no, actually, he's just going to get rid of the Tennessee Valley Authority, the TVA. And she said, I'm not taking any chances. Anyway, Mitt Romney sat down with NBC's Matt Lauer today in London, where Lauer questioned him about the negative turn this campaign's taken, especially by him, I think. Let's watch.
It seems like one wave of negative ads after another. Are you proud of the campaign you're running so far? Is this the campaign you'd like to run?
I'm very proud of the fact that my campaign is focused on the economy. What we're focused on is not personal attacks, but instead we're focusing on policy differences and where we think the president may have gone wrong, where we think we can do better.
Yeah. Ron, except he's got a lot of people out there calling this guy an Islamic terrorist, basically. He doesn't have to do the dirty work.
And that was another perfect example of the mainstream media doing that fair and balanced thing. It's everybody. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's running negative ads. I don't remember Barack Obama running an ad about Mitt Romney where he actually lied about something Mitt Romney said. Maybe I've just missed it, but I haven't seen that yet.
Well, you're a good
man,
again,
so you didn't miss it. False equivalency.
You're a very good man, Ron Reagan, so you didn't miss it. And David, we got to go.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's Friday night. We can all take a break for 2 days. Thank you, David Corn. Thank you, Ron Reagan.